Whoa, we're back, dude. We've been on a sabbatical.
We have the man has been crazy between I think uh sicknesses and traveling and I can't
Life.
believe all life just getting in the way, but it's been quite a few weeks. That's a good thing we're not on a schedule around here. So
Good thing we ain't got to do this to pay the bills. We'd be
exactly.
starving.
Well, we might be more apt to get her done like we're supposed to.
I think
So
so. I think if it counted on me or you eating, I think it would definitely be a big motivator to us getting more of these pumped
yeah.
out, I would say. But
Now what is this?
nonetheless,
What is this, episode 14 or 15?
15, I think. Yeah, dude, we're
15.
getting on up there.
We've
Getting
done
on
a
up
lot.
there.
So why
Been
don't we
fun.
find out what this crazy wheel has to in store for us?
The wheel of fortune or death. We'll see.
Right. Super Troopers
Super Troopers. Oh man,
came
littering
out in
hand.
came out in 2002. This is a Broken Lizard production. Um, they've done some good movies. The This one's obviously probably their most popular. They had a TV show. What's that? Tacoma FD
FD, good
was on.
show. It's on
Yeah.
Netflix now.
Um, what was the one where they had like the guy who played Jimmy Buffett in the Club
Club
Dread?
Dread. There's Club. So
Yeah,
there's Club Dread. There's Super
yeah,
Troopers. There's the Slam and Salmon, which is
yeah. I
absolutely
haven't seen that
hilarious.
one. I have
It's a
not
good
seen
one.
that one.
There's a one called Quasi, which is on Hulu. It's their newest one besides Super Troopers 2. It's like making fun of the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
I got you.
And then man,
They
there's
also they also directed and produced the Dukes of Hazzard with Johnny Knoxville. Uh,
they wrote Without a Paddle with those
yeah, without a
guys.
paddle. Um,
Yeah, they also Jay Travel do stand up shows. I was telling Travis that Broken Lizard was my very first stand up show that I like, very first comedy show that I ever went to, and
well,
it was pretty cool.
this thing runs about an hour and 40 minutes. I think we just grab our favorite beverage and get to watching.
Shoot, dude, I wouldn't be able to. I would. At least you got good syrup. Could you imagine if he was chugging Mrs. Buttersworth? He'd be like, "Oh God, the stomach!"
All
Like
right,
that's
let's watch
real
this.
maple syrup.
It was. Let's
Oh.
watch this and see what happens.
Yo, it's Josh and TCAT. Best believe that. Reeling in the truth. Stacking on the film snack. Popcorn popping. Critics keep talking. On this podcast, ain't no time for stalking. Real fine by me, we keeping it free. Josh and TCAT, the hosts you wanna see. Movie reviews, jokes that ain't new. Keep it locked in, cause we know what to do. Lights, camera, action, movie main attraction. Critics we ain't, but we got that passion. Breaking down the scenes, funny like memes. Josh and T-Cat, man, living the dream.
All right, I'm on a sugar high after that. Right, it powered me through that
Travis has a
whole.
bellyache. He needs a
That whole
big old style of flapjacks.
so, like I
Man,
said, this is the hour and 40 minutes. This is one of those nice hour and a half movies that we talked about. When you're settling down at night and there ain't nothing on TV, this is a good one. Budget of
it
three
is a good
million
one.
dollars, grossed 23 million. So blew expectations out of the water for sure. And I think on the back end, probably DVD sales, rental, stuff like that. I bet
Oh
they
man,
probably have tripled that
merch
by now.
like
Merch, everything.
shirts. Oh dude, and there's been so many. Like dude, it is like we talk about quotable movies, right?
Yeah.
Like this movie, aside from like any Adam Sandler movie, thing like that, Will Ferrell
Hmm.
movie, this movie is really, really, really quotable. Dude, it's I didn't realize ever since we started doing these movie reviews that I shouldn't have been watching any of these movies the age I
No,
was
for
when they come
sure.
out. I was like, dude, 2002, I was 14
So
years old.
I was good. I was 20. This was right in my
Right,
wheelhouse. This
right.
movie was made for me for the time it came out, right? Like
Dude, I was
it
like,
was funny
man,
back then.
2002. I didn't realize though, because like in my mind's eye, I was like, no, dude, 2002 doesn't
Yeah.
seem like that long ago, man. But I
You
was like,
know,
I
and
should not have been
there's
watching
some
this.
explicit sex scenes in here, right? Like there's like
The
way
mustache ride,
yeah. Uh the
because I
girl
thought about
jumping on
watching
the
this
back.
movie with my son,
Yeah, I did
and I
too. And
was
then
like, nah,
yeah,
that
exactly.
scene right there, I want one, I want one. Yeah, I was like, yeah, and she's like topless, Not that, spoiler alert, there is a little bit of female frontal nudity
No,
in this film.
which was par for the course for comedies in late
Oh,
1990s and early 2000s, which this falls into, right? So a
I like
couple,
this time period of comedy better than this time period of comedy now on HBO where they hang dong every show.
yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
geez. Anyway, sorry.
Um, they
I got mesmerized.
so I just chugged some syrup right before we watched this movie.
He's trying to
They
focus.
they did that in the movie as well. We'll talk about it here shortly. But they tried to do it with real syrup, but the consistency wasn't good enough, so they used tea. Um, they did the bulletproof cup scene right outside of a prison, and all the prisoners were sitting on the fence watching them film that part of it. Uh,
Golly.
they used methanol laced shaving cream for the scene where they shoved the guy in the locker. It ended up burning his skin real bad.
Oh, shoot.
Um, every time Captain O'Hagan from the city police shows up, there's antlers in the background, makes it look like he has antlers.
I didn't ever notice that, dude. I never noticed that.
This
Shenanigans.
yeah, this movie is supposed to be set in the was supposed to be set in the 70s, but they changed it to make it modern times. And Foster's name is after bananas, so you actually hear them make say the word bananas before they say his name a lot. So it's bananas Foster, bananas Foster. I think they do that 4 or 5 times. That's a running joke in this movie. Um,
Oh, man.
this is the probably the definition of a cult classic. You've got movies like this. I think you probably could put Napoleon Dynamite as a cult classic. I don't care for that
Office
movie
Space.
much. Office Space, did
Uh,
wasn't a big production, but definitely found its niche and crowd. Um,
I think I have three copies of it on DVD around this house. These Super
what I
Troopers,
yeah, it was obviously a huge hit. What's crazy is they did have a sequel, Super Troopers 2, that they had
hmm
to do a crowdfunding campaign to get it made. I don't know why
Yeah, which is insane.
any any Warner Brothers, somebody, I don't know why they couldn't pick this up and go, they made the first one for $3 million and it grossed 23. This is a
20th, yeah, it
no-brainer.
made yeah, crazy money. But we obviously we're not a big production, but we doing podcast and being on this kind of side of the business, I've realized how much money it takes to do anything.
For
So
sure.
like, I guess a lot of these companies like Warner Brothers or Fox or whoever, this was also the time of like where, go woke, go broke, all that stuff,
Yeah.
too. So they were probably like, because there was also a Workaholics movie that was in the works with Paramount. But
Yeah.
then, like everything kind of went, a little more conservative with the jokes and all that stuff. So they just put that on the back burner forever. So I mean, I think now maybe it might have a better shot of getting a bigger company behind it, or like a Rough House, like
Yeah.
a Danny McBride or something, Will Ferrell's company or something behind it.
Yeah, I think now in 2025 we kind of got on the other side of the woke trend, the Me Too movements
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
yeah.
Not that they may or may not needed to happen, but
Right, right, right. Yeah,
I
that's
think
not. Yeah,
I think we're leaning more back towards these type of um,
I told
locker
Christy the other
room
day,
humor
she got a little
stuff.
mad at me. I said, dude, I said there ain't been a good movie made since Harvey Weinstein went to Rikers Island. I mean, come on, dude. Has there been a good movie?
Uh,
Dude, name one good movie.
Not a good comedy movie anyway, for
No, not a
sure.
good like action, like a dramedy or any of that.
Yeah.
There's been a couple
Well,
Quentin Tarantino hitters, but that's about it.
before we move on to talk about plots and keys,
Right, sorry, got a little
we
tangent
probably
there.
You're fine. We probably should give a shout out to our sponsor, Energy Drink. Uh, they, I've got to give them, just like in the wild antics of Super Trooper, you're gonna need to keep your energy high for all those crazy moments. W's clean energy formula keeps you focused and powered up without a crash. Flavors like Dragonade, W Punch, and Tropical Blast. You'll have the boost you'll need to keep the fun rolling. Head over to w.gg and use the code Find by Me for 10% off. It's the perfect drink to keep you going through long shifts of spontaneous prank sessions, just like our friends in Super Troopers.
You could even sprinkle a little bit on top of your pancakes, or you could put some of your
Yeah,
maple syrup. You don't even
yeah,
need
for
the
sure.
W if you drink maple syrup. But maple syrup will get pretty pricey though after a while.
Yeah, it would. I stole my maple syrup from a recent visit to Cracker Barrel. The lady did not want to give me extra bottles, so I had to kind of snake those out, but it worked.
They
So
don't like to sell you them little bottles. They like,
they got the big ones
no,
for
we
sale out front. That's
yeah, the
why.
big ones,
So
but them little ones, they like to hoard them suckers. They're like liquid gold, I guess.
yeah. So let's see. Let's talk about a couple of characters. Thorny, played by Jay Chandrasekhar. I can't pronounce his name.
However,
You got that one? Yeah,
Chandrasekhar.
Chandrasekhar. He's the head of the state troopers who tries to maintain some semblance of order while dealing with the
Got a
rowdy team.
beautiful mustache. That his
Beautiful
mustache game
mustache.
is on point.
I thought about going ahead and shaving down to a mustache for this, but the wife wasn't on board. So
Yeah.
here we all
Well, you could grow it
forbear.
back. What, 2 weeks?
Oh
Two
no,
weeks it'd grow back.
it takes me forever to grow facial hair.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. Good call. Good call.
Mac, played by Steve Lemming, he's a prank loving officer, is full of energy and ready to mess with anyone who's crossing his path. Farva,
Man,
probably what everybody remembers from this movie, the loud,
Car
overbearing
Ramrod.
officer. Yeah, and Foster, we talked about earlier, the laid back, more reasonable member of the crew. So,
What's the
uh,
chick's name?
oh,
The love interest of Foster.
he put me on the spot. I didn't have it written down.
Was it Foster or was it the no?
It's Foster.
I get yeah,
Yes,
it's okay. I get those two guys mixed up sometimes. The two goofy white fellas.
because they're standing at the
Lemmy
baseball
is
game.
hard to forget.
Because they're standing at the baseball game, and he's trying to get that big cotton candy to put in front of that guy. And she goes, "Look, they have bananas." And someone over on the side said, "Foster."
Foster. Yeah,
Bananas
yeah,
Foster
good
to get
stuff.
his attention.
Yeah.
Um, so that this film kind of explores the absurdity of authority and how things work. They talk about friendships and loyalty and the role humor is in stressful environments. It's kind of the back stuff of this movie, but it's really exactly what it's supposed to be. This is just a dumb, funny comedy. It's really
It's
slapstick humor. So, uh, Jay Chandrasekhar directs it. I think he is usually the director for all those movies.
director,
Uh,
yeah, pretty
yeah,
much.
but I like their stuff. I liked Club Dread. I think it's a good one. I really like Super Troopers. I think they did a really good job with Dukes of Hazzard. A lot of people crap on that movie because it's not Dukes of Hazards, but I think it's funny and it's just a different time for sure. What do you
Uh,
got about the movie?
I'm just going to do just a quick rundown of
Yeah,
this movie kind of helped mold my pubescent brain when I was 14, 15, 16. I watched this movie like so many times. Whenever I seen it come up on the wheel, dude, I was like, boom. Because I haven't watched it in pro- all the way bits and pieces of it. It'll be on or something, and I'll put it. It's one of those movies that, like I said, quotable, and I put it up there with like any Adam Sandler movie a lot. With like just it's just a good feel good movie, but the part that I like the best is like the opening scene whenever they're chasing those like stoner dudes or whatever.
yes,
And it sets the whole movie up kind of for like how like you don't know what you're going to be into. So like they pull them over and you're like, oh, it's just cops doing their job or whatever.
yeah,
So first thing they walk up on both sides and they immediately start harassing these poor guys, not poor guys, but these dudes like they can tell they're obviously young, dumb, and high. So
right.
they just start messing with me immediately. So they walk back to the car and then pull him over again. They're like, what is going on
Already
here?
pulled
So they
over.
just got him totally. I'm already pulled over. They keep telling him to pull over, and they're like, he's already pulled over, sir. He can't pull over any further. And you're like, golly.
The
And then
snozzberries taste like
they throw
snozzberries.
their yeah, because the one guy in the back eats all the drugs that they have in the
Oh,
car to try to hide them. And they done threw some out. So he's like, I pulled you over for, he goes, do you know what I pulled you over for? And they're like, he's like, littering. And they keep going, littering and,
littering
littering
and
and,
littering
and focuses
and.
in on their mouth and like the mustache and their lips. And he goes, smoking the reefer. And he pulls the bag out. He goes, he's got to eat the rest of it. He's like, please no.
I think my favorite
Yeah.
part of that deal is after they pull off the first time, the guy in the front who threw the other dude the drugs, it was like, "You owe me $100," and like he wasn't
Right.
doing him a favor. Then
What about how
also,
off the rails Rod Farv is?
yeah, also in that scene, Matt comes flying by in that Miata. They get
With
the
the
guys
wig
out.
on?
Yeah, they get the guys out of the car and in the back seat of the trooper car very, very fast. They don't show it, but all of a sudden they're taking off, and the drug guys are in the back of the car.
Right, right.
When he passed by, they were still in their own car. Uh,
They're making these guys go on a chase with them instead of just leaving the scene. They just throw
right.
them in the back.
Um,
Hi, freaking
which we
out.
which we come full circle in the end, and they delivering beer to their house part these same kids' house parties. So it's a
Oh, we
running
forgot
gag.
about Beer Fest, by the way. Beer Fest is
Oh,
another
Beer
one of the
Fest
big
is a good
ones.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, Beer
Uh,
Fest is good. Sorry, I just happened to think you said beer up. Beer Fest.
with their at the end, that one actually says that they're going to make a weed fest one, and that has never came to fruition. Um,
Not yet,
not yet. So,
but things could change. I got to crowd
uh,
fund that one, I'm sure.
you were talking about new comedies like to show a lot of penis in it. This film
Yeah,
has its
man.
has that as well. When Farva's getting washed down, and after he gets arrested, they're throwing powdered sugar on him. You get a full on frontal nudity uh from Farva there. Uh,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that
yeah.
part. Yeah.
They're chasing after drug smugglers, and they're using an Afghani cartoon, Rod Chimpo. Um, I took the liberty to making Josh a logo of Chimpo with his own face on it, so we'll share that right
Might
here.
share that one. Boom.
Uh,
Joshy Chimpo.
Josh Chimpo.
Yep.
So they're finding all these drugs, and they're fighting the local cops over territory
Yeah,
rights
that's the
while they're
basis of the movie, right? So
yeah
like the state troopers, the super troopers, they're losing their state funding. They're going to
right.
incorporate
They're the highway
the
patrol.
the highway patrol.
Yeah,
They're going to dissolve their keep a few of them, if they'll
yeah,
conform to the city cops, which they hate, their enemies, which they
right,
hate, or they can just quit. They're just going to get rid
right.
of it. So they're trying to make a case that their office is important to keep on patrolling the highway. So that's why this they find this cache of drugs with Johnny Chimpo's logo on it, and
Yeah,
then they fight over it. The cities and the counties or state guys. Pretty much. That's pretty much the gist
pretty
of it,
much
isn't
the
it?
gist of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you find out the city cops are part of this drug smuggling ring. So,
Yes, they're
um,
dirty. They're
and
dirty.
that, and
Of
that's
course
how
they are bad
and that
guys.
and that's how we end up at the end, where they end up being the city cops. They actually shut down the highway patrol, but since they found the drug ring, they gave them the city job. I think,
Right.
Josh, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the pranks they did. Meow.
Yes, you call. I don't want to say. I don't want to cuss too much, but he
No,
does
you're
call
fine.
that guy chicken. You know what?
Yeah,
And it's a little too early in the day for this many cuss words, but I do like the pranks. And also the prank with the shenanigans. Whenever they're like in the office, and he's like, if the chief
man.
says if somebody says shenanigans one more time, I'm gonna whatever. And he's like, "Oh, Farva, what was that little bar we went to down the road?" He goes, "Oh, you mean shenanigans?" And he's like,
Yeah, I do that joke with my wife quite a bit. She probably gets tired of it. There's a
"Pistol whip."
liquor.
He's like, "Gonna pistol
Yeah,
whip him."
there's a liquor store down here
Hmm.
in Franklin. It's called Shenanigans. And anytime we start quoting this movie, I go, Jenna, what's that liquor store down there by Holly J's? And she's like, what, Shenanigans? And I go, who?
Yeah.
So
It's the best,
it's
man. And the bear, like whenever he's like acting like he's fornicating with the bear,
yeah,
like, like there's a
that's a
guy's over here with the bear.
if y'all watch the regular Fine by Me podcast, that is a costume Nick Cook probably has or had in the past for sure.
He's
Uh,
probably got it in the little workshop back there in his
yeah,
wardrobe.
for sure, for sure. Um, any other pranks you want to talk about, Meow?
And not that I can think of, meow. Not off the top of my head. I don't want to give too many of them away. Some people may not have ever seen this movie. They could be coming to us as a source to like new movies. So you know what I mean. I don't
Yeah,
want to give too much away and spoil too much, but I don't think you could ever give it all away because you couldn't remember all the pranks that they did to each other. There's no
yeah.
way that you know what I mean.
Well,
The
in one scene, they were at the breakfast place and they were talking to the lady cop from the city, and she couldn't get any syrup, and they were chugging little bit of maple syrup.
golly, this guy, he's wild. We're gonna have to get Travis an insulin shot.
I do go to the doctor this afternoon.
He is going for a checkup this afternoon. They're going to see his blood work and be like, Jesus, man, your blood sugar level's 9,000. He'd be like, I don't know why it's so high.
They're gonna be
I
like,
don't know why I feel
uh,
so tired all of a sudden.
right,
Crash out. He'd be like, I didn't make my doctor. I'll talk to him later. He'd be like, I didn't make my doctor appointment. What happened? I took a nap. I fell
took a
asleep
nap.
like 1 o'clock. I just woke up at 7:30.
I got a. This is it. Full disclosure, it's 11:25. I have a pretty big meeting at 2 o'clock, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh gosh, then a doctor appointment, man. Well, I think we're getting close to the end for some review time anyway. So,
So I went searching for reviews and I found a lot of 5-star reviews. Um, Dennis Winkler here says, I love Super Troopers movies. They're so funny. I laugh the whole time. The the guys are cute too.
yeah, oh, nice, hell yeah,
This is another one,
nice.
5-star. I love this
Was
movie. The comedy is gold and it's really good for a movie that was filmed in the early 2000s. Here's what I had. The problem I had, I usually like to do a 5-star review to people who really love it and then somebody who hates it. I couldn't find on my usual sources a 1-star, I hate this movie review.
I'm sure there's not one. You know what I mean? It's just because even if he, the thing is with a lot of the comedy movies that we've done that have had some negative reviews is they were mainstream, like they were big budget movies, so like
Yeah,
everybody had a chance to see them. Like with
yeah,
Super Troopers or stuff, like you kind of have to go looking for, like I'm going to watch this movie,
yeah,
so like you already have to have an interest in these guys, or you see a preview, oh that looks like, or you just like that kind of comedy.
yeah,
So you know what I mean? I think that's probably the difference. It's just
yeah.
not as many eyes are on it, or it's not as marketed enough. Because also we've learned that that's where all your money is at in this stuff is marketing. That's where all of it is. So
For
they probably
sure.
don't have the budget to advertise like a lot of these other because they weren't backed by, like I said, a big like we're
I
talking a
mean,
big company behind them.
like I said, in 2002, I was 20 and I don't remember seeing like commercials or trailers for this
Mm-mm.
movie. The way I found out about it was a buddy was like, "You got to see this movie." I think that's really the marketing they had was mouth, was you know person to person, word of mouth type deal.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely took
We
off.
would well also we still had movie stores back then, so you would see stuff in the
Right?
movie stores sometimes. Like
Yeah,
that's
you
how
will.
I got into Super Troopers because of Broken Lizard had seen them already, and I
Yeah,
also watched Club Dread
yeah,
before that, and some of those other things too. So, because like Slam and Salmon, like you've never seen that movie. I mean, it's got like the big black guy from the Green Mile. He's in it. I mean, there's a
yeah,
bunch of big people in it, but like I said, they just don't have the advertisement. So like you
yeah,
just don't see. Where now with these independent movies, you've got like Hulu, like these streaming services advertise for them now. Or like you'll get on like all these different streaming services and see like you'll watch a movie, then it'll
yeah.
say, well, since you like this, well, here's this. Like, oh. Well, like where back then you just didn't see that stuff because it just wasn't out there.
I do think it's wild that this movie at this moment can be watched on Disney Plus.
That is pretty wild. That is pretty wild,
So,
and
all
also pretty
right,
cool at the same
Josh,
time.
it's that time for you to let me know what you think about Super Troopers.
I'm giving it a 3.1 on the Fine by Me, the real Fine by Me scale.
So you're
I'm not
mostly
sure where that
fine by
falls.
me. Mostly fine by me.
Mostly Fine by Me. I like it. It's a good movie. I can watch it over and over and over again. It's not if it's on, I can go to sleep to it. I can watch it. It can be on while I'm up doing stuff. I can just catch parts of it. I can see it in my head when I close my eyes. I can hear the
Hmm.
scene. I can see it in my eyes. Good movie. 3.1.
Yeah,
What do you
I'm
got?
really in love with this movie as well. It's one of those movies that, like you said, kind of molded your taste in humor. I
Yeah,
was, it was definitely made for me at that age. Uh, I was their target audience. I loved it. It's one of those movies if you see it on, you can stop and watch it. You can fall because I've seen it so many times. I can fall in wherever it's at and finish the movie out and be just fine. Um, I'm right there with you. I was a 3-2, so we're real close. Um, but all that's still mostly fine by me. All the same things you said. I love it. I love their stuff. Everything that I've seen, they from Broken Lizard, I thought was funny. Um, and I hope they keep making movies. I hope they get a little resurgence now that their
yeah.
TV show's done. I hope they're working on things. Maybe we can get them back in the fold. So, but
I
that's a
think that they fail like a little caveat of like the comedy, like how you say like it like kind of like molded comedy, like for like that age or whatever. Like we went like you think about like the '90s. Okay, so you had like Adam Sandler and like those
Mhm.
guys that
Jim
dominated it.
Carrey.
Jim Carrey that dominated the early mid to late '90s, and then you had these guys like it was something totally new and different. Like
Hmm.
it was very similar like with the slapstick and funny, but it was a whole different like niche of comedy too at the
Yeah,
same time.
it
And then
wasn't.
right after that, you had though at the same time, like 2004, five, and six, you had like Will Ferrell and all of
Yeah,
them coming up too. So they fell like in a window of like almost getting overlooked for a second. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And it
So
wasn't like, there's those weird movies like Not Another Teen Movie and
yeah,
Scary Movie and stuff like
yeah,
that, where
those
they're making
too.
fun of a genre. Um, they they're kind of in that vein, but they're making their own movie. They're not making fun of
Exactly.
other movies. Um,
Super original stuff,
yeah.
man.
So
Like all of it, because like they were making fun of like stereotype and stuff, but it was in a way that like
yeah,
it was done so brilliantly that it was smart but dumb at the same time. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You didn't have to like really indulge into it and like use your brain to really get the joke. But if you did want to do that, that was there too. Like you know what I mean? It's just a good
for
movie.
sure.
All their stuff's
So,
good. 3.1 for me.
all right. Well, that's a review for us.
That's a review. Thank y'all for watching and listening, dude. We
We're
got, I guess, a bunch of good ones coming up. We got a little surprise. It's not going to be a wheel spin. It's going to be a very
yeah,
popular movie out right now. That'll be coming, I'd say
yeah.
next sometime.
Hopefully we can knock that one out here before too long, and get that out to you guys so while it's still fresh on our brains. So um,
Sounds good.
appreciate y'all watching. Like, subscribe, go see Josh's other podcast, Fine by Me, right here on YouTube. Um,
That's right.
go to Dubby, get you some energy drinks. Y'all won't crash like I'm about to from this syrup.
Yeah, man.
If
He's gonna
you
have to go take
drink
a
Dubby
nap.
energy for sure.
He ain't got to eat lunch now, do you?
Nope.
You might want
Uh,
to eat some white bread, soak that up.
all right. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
y'all for listening. See y'all. Bye.